Circle 8. The Malebolge. The circle is for the fraudulent. There are 10 bulges, or ditches, within the circle, each containing different types of sinners. Geryon is the monster that takes Dante and Virgil to the Malebolge. Geryon is a mythological creature that lured travelers and killed them. He has the face of a man, the paws of a lion, the body of a wyvern, and the tail of a scorpion. The poets ride on Geryon's back into Circle 8. Geryon symbolizes fraud as he has many different natures. Dante and Virgil arrive on the bridge on top of the first ditch. The first ditch contains the panderers and seducers. They march in two separate lines as they are whipped by the demons. They receive this punishment because they forced others to do sexual behavior. Jason is a Greek mythology hero. He was the leader of the Argonauts in their quest for the golden fleece of Colchis. He seduced and impregnated Hypsipyle of Lemos, then Medea, who with her magic helped Jason obtain the fleece. He left them both to marry Creusa in the end. For his seducing, he was put into hell. After seeing Jason, Dante and Virgil move on to the next ditch. The second ditch is full of flatterers. The flatterers exploited others with their words, so they are forever sinking in the river of excrement with the bottom so deep that Dante and Virgil couldn't see the bottom without standing on the highest point of the bridge. The third ditch was for the simoniacs. The simoniacs were priests and clergy who sold ecclesiastic favors and forgiveness of sins. The simoniacs have their heads in holes with their feet on fire. This is like baptism. Here, Dante and Virgil meet Simon Magus.
Simon Magus is a biblical allusion because in the Bible he offered Peter and John to buy the ability to transfer the Holy Spirit to others. He is in Circle 8 because of simony, and the term simony is named after him.
The poets continue on with their journey into the fourth ditch, the sorcerers and false prophets. The sinners have their faces covered in tears, twisted to the back, and walk forever. This is a punishment for trying to see into the future and do magic. Now they can never look forward. Their twisted body also describes the twisted nature of their sin. Dante weeps at the sight of the men with their heads twisted backwards and bodies covered in tears. After Dante weeps, Dante and Virgil go on to the bridge to see the next ditch. In Bolge 5, grafters or corrupt politicians are punished. The sinners are under a boiling thick tarry mass. If the sinners lift themselves from the ditch, the demons with their hooks and pitchforks stab the sinners and throw them back into the sludge. There are many demons in this ditch, like Bolge 1.
As Dante is watching, the demons try to attack them. The demons are described with their wings, horns, tails, and pitchforks. After Virgil tells the demons his purpose in hell, they try to guide the poets to the sixth ditch, but Dante and Virgil run away from them out of fear that they will misguide them. They were proven right because all the bridges over ditch 6 are broken, so they have no choice but to actually go down into the ditch of the hypocrites to run away from the demons.
When Dante and Virgil land in Bolge 6, they meet people dressed in lead cloaks walking around in circles. They are weeping. The sinners here are hypocrites, those who hid their true self and behaved as another. This punishment forbids them to ever show their true appearance as they hid their true intention while alive.
Dante and Virgil see Caiaphas, the high priest of the Pharisees that wanted Jesus crucified. As a punishment, he is nailed to the floor of hell for all the hypocrites to walk over him. Because of his sin, he is put into a punishment far worse than the others. People in this ditch are people who steal. They are in a pit of snakes and lizards and guarded by a centaur. When a sinner is bitten by a snake, he bursts into flames only for his ashes to recollect into its original form. This is like the phoenix, a mythical creature that cyclically regenerates itself. They are punished this way because their sin was sly, as reptiles are often portrayed. Dante and Virgil move on to look down into the 8th ditch. In this ditch, the souls of deceivers or evil counselors are covered in raging fire. The sinners cannot be seen. Evil counselors abused their powers and hid their acts, so they are hidden from the sight in hell, consumed by flames. People in this ditch are people who exploit other people's vulnerabilities for self-interest. A demon slashes at them with a sword.
Just as they separated people, a devil hacks them with a sword. After they're cut, they must walk around dragging their bodies.
As they walk, their bodies heal, so they are allowed to be tortured forever. People in this ditch are falsifiers of all kinds, people who make fake money or people who pretend to be someone else. They are cursed with several different diseases. The sinners in this ditch are also tortured. The main punishment is disease because they are diseases of society. But the sinners in this ditch also applaud each other while screaming because they are tortured by thirst, stench, darkness, filth, and much more. Dante and Virgil finally meet the giants before they could eventually leave the Malebolge to enter the central well of hell. There are 5 giants here, but only one of them, Antaeus, is not chained because he did not rebel against the gods. Antaeus finally picks up the poets with his hands and lowers them into Circle 9.
By this time, Dante has lost sympathy for the sinners. He does not cry for the people. He cries because of fear and the grotesquerie of the tortures.
This quote shows the attitude of Dante in this chapter. Dante is speaking to Pope Boniface, a Simonist pope. He angrily condemns him for the sins he committed in his